Hey, how's it going? Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, good night, depending on what time of day it is and where you are in the world. So, the last video I launched, I just wanted to streamline what I could and sort of highlight these things it, as far as what I wanted to discuss specifically. And so, it's with a large circulation supply, it's something people new to the game need to be edified on in order to be successful. Unlike Bitcoin, whom serves no purpose, Holo is centered on participation and provides a stabilizing effect to the marketplace. Hint, hint, you need a lot of circulation in supply, or a lot of circulating supply when you're going to be processing a lot of transactions. So for example, when the 100 plus partnership Cardano holds eventually comes to fruition, they'll be using Hydra, which means the ability to process 1 million transactions per second, though, through a two-layer system divergence. I don't buy off of hype. I bite my tongue and do the research. And I did find a great research piece from 2020 covering the topic of Hydra and DHTs. Now, on that note, it's Cardano and Holochain do vastly different things. They're built on similar premises, and their approach to global participation in economy is something to be applauded. And I don't think they're at odds. You know what I mean? It's just when you're at a certain point, there's going to be a crossover, and they will integrate and need each other. Because remember, Holochain as a first layer framework uses distributed hash tables and doesn't need a second layer to deliver its efficacy. So carrying on, it's and they've already solved their infinite scalability problem. So they didn't need a second layer to solve that. Hydra brings in several new innovations in training on low-powered devices. And so one of which is introducing a fault-tolerant version of the all-reduced algorithm. So I'm reading from the journal itself. Furthermore, we introduce a reinforcement learning policy to decide the size of training jobs on different machines on a heterogeneous cluster of devices with varying network latencies for synchronous SGD. The novel thing about such a network is the ability of each machine to shut down and resume training capabilities at any point of time without restarting the overall training. To enable such an asynchronous behavior, a communication framework inspired by the BitTorrent protocol and the Cademelia DHT, the Hydra network also uses a reward offering similar to the coin offerings of cryptocurrencies to incentivize data collection. It espouses several validation techniques to verify data by providing a novel approach which combines a mixture of neural networks and user feedback. Hydra is a modified version of the distributed hash table. Holochain has been there, done that, and perfected it. On March 31st, Cardano will be listed on Orion Protocol's exchange terminal as well. Ooh, but guess who's stacked on the world's greatest first layer protocol framework? You know what I mean? You got Binance Smart Chain. You've got Elrond. Elrond's going to do the sharding. You got Avalanche. You got Holochain. That's the infrastructure, and it's all built on Holochain. Holochain said, we are so good, and they've proven themselves to be so good that they're about to go and handle a global economy, global participation. Think about how a billion moves in and out of the 24-hour market cap on just this coin alone. And now factor in an entire centralized exchange, decentralized exchange, all coming back to one liquidity aggregator, that is Orion Protocol, on Wednesday, March the 31st. Now, if you're literally the underpinning that's holding everything together, and we're gonna see all of Cardano's gains happen on Wednesday, remember who that happens because of. Holochain. You talk about corporate issues as far as dealing with different government and state actors. That's not Holochain's problem. That's a you problem. So, again, they're not at odds, and it's not fair to pit Cardano versus Holochain. It's just Holochain is in its own lane. Cardano's is in its own lane. Will I hold one over the other? No, I will hold both. This is how you do this. So when all of us have held ADA, see that boost on March 31st, remember to say thank you to Holochain. When 100 million users in Africa gain access to Cardano, you're going to need a Holochain. You're going to need Holochain. It should also be noted that Holochain's hot listing name isn't featured on Coinbase, as Coinbase doesn't or won't support the sale of hot. And it's not because of interoperability. Coinbase is salty because Holochain is the foundation of the new exchange and they feel threatened. Orion Protocol as a liquidity aggregator and as a DeFi, decentralized finance platform, brings people together faster than a fart on a train in between stations. It brings together elements from brokerages, exchanges, and trading apps into a single user-friendly portal. All the best NFTs from all the other exchanges and platforms in one easily accessible place. In doing so, Orion Protocol becomes the first to do so. In taking... In doing so, Orion Protocol becomes the first to do so in taking a fragmented marketplace and making it whole again. Again, thank you, Holochain. Hallelujah. It's about to be a hot summer. And before I go, why I think hot should be mentioned, as something that's as being worth more than Bitcoin is simply because it serves a purpose. From healthcare to web hosting, from any form of digital asset management and interaction. It's just like the amount of use cases are insane. From the combining Internet of Energy and the Internet of Things. No matter what you say, this is a couple of trillions in the making. As far as like overall market size and participation. But you had to have gotten that far to hear that. And you have had to have opened the video to have heard that. Just throwing that out there. Don't put that in the comment section. So globally, we look at the economy as being at one point worth 87.5 trillion. Elon is worth 1 trillion. Jeff Bezos is worth 1 trillion. Apple's worth, is $1 trillion company. So why is it so unrealistic to see something that all these companies at one point or another will have to interact with, as being impossible? Like, just understand that, it deals with interoperability. If it's Ethereum based, if it's blockchain, as a first layer framework, there's a certain level of interoperability that you can dev on, wrap, and now you can fully integrate your entire platform. So, when I heard him talking about being able to build a corporate network, and I'm referring to Arthur Brock here, I immediately knew that, healthcare especially has many healthcare is so scattered, going well beyond patient profiles, not being able to migrate them between practitioner to practitioner. It's just overall integration always is an issue in healthcare. Now, doesn't matter what it was coded in, what it was built in. You can actually interact between different platforms seamlessly. And that's what's unique about Holochain. You don't have to get rid of anything. You can just simply use Holochain in a way to the benefit of your organizational structure. So you tell me what blockchain does. You tell me what you get from 109 terawatts other than a massive carbon footprint. Not trying to be mean, but when you look at a large cap, or large supply and circulation, what you see is stability. No one person can truly rock the boat. And that's why I'm a big fan. There's with smaller caps, you get insane volatility. You get hard drops. You get spikes, and you just kind of wonder at what point is it going to disappear. Remember, I'll give you an example. A lot of people use crypto.com and they stare at the charts. They set their notifications and walk away. You do realize that thing is so dumb. The notification is going to tell you within 10 minutes. Do you know how fast $1 billion flows in and out of a market? It could do that in 2 minutes. I'm highlighting to say that if you're waiting on notifications to tell you to do your job, yo, your job right now is to watch market. But if you're waiting 10 minutes and you think that's an accurate prediction, no. You're going to get left behind. So, yo, I'll put it like this. Holochain does what other overhyped small caps can't. Its value is intrinsically roadmap into its purposeful existence. This is not Bitcoin. This is bigger than blockchain. End of discussion.